All right, well, the news you've been waiting for regarding A.J. Brown just dropped, and I'll be honest, it's not great. But to be positive, the news on Jalen Hurts looked fantastic today as he was slinging it around in practice and is going to be good to go for Monday night's matchup versus the Bucs. There's plenty more updates as well as Philadelphia gets ready for Tampa. It's Super Wildcard Weekend. I'm Thomas Mott. This is the Thomas Mott Show. All right, you've probably seen it by now. It's official. A.J. Brown, he is out for Monday night's road matchup with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, who noted that he's still dealing with a knee injury, but has a good shot to play next week should, big should, the Eagles advance, not a long-term issue. That's technically good news. He didn't, tear anything. He didn't have any ACL structural damage. It's a knee sprain. And if Philadelphia were to win on Monday night, which they are currently still 3-point favorites, then you're going to have A.J. Brown for a divisional round road matchup against a bevy of options. It'll be determined after Wildcard Weekend. Now, Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni, the guy who played A.J. Brown in that meaningless Week 18 loss versus the New York Giants, well, he told the media just a couple of minutes ago that Brown is out and explained exactly what went down this week to make that decision.
A.J., it was going to be a stretch for A.J. to play. He did everything he possibly could to get himself ready. Obviously, you all saw the reports. It's not looking like he's gonna go, but he fought like crazy to try to do everything he could do to do so, which doesn't surprise me at all about A.J. He's tough and he'd do anything for his teammates. Unfortunately, he won't be able to rip it this week.
Ideally, do you want one guy to kind of fill that spot, or will it be a rotation?
Yeah, no, y'all know what I'm going to say. It's going to be similar to when you asked me about Dallas or whoever else. It'll be different guys, and really excited about our guy. I mean, I think that's been a big time strength of one of our big strengths as a team is the pass catchers we have, right? And when you look at it, you think about AJ, you think about Dallas, you think about Devontae, and then you think about DeAndre, the role that he has as well. And I'm not even mentioning Julio and those guys and Quez and OZ who've made plays throughout the year as well. So excited for those guys to get a little bit more opportunity. Obviously you always miss the contributions that AJ makes. He's a phenomenal player. But really excited about the opportunity, and I know we got one reason we're in this game and in this position is because of the pass catchers we have that in addition to A.J. Brown.
Now, we're not going to play what ifs. Again, we're going to blame Sirianni for this. Sirianni has a lot of blame on his shoulders right now, but at least Jeremy Fowler had a little nugget a couple of minutes ago saying that Brown wants to fully heal as much as he can and give it a go next week. So for a lot of the rumors out there saying that A.J. Brown is done being an Eagle and he's not going to play another down in Philadelphia, it does seem like the whole deleting his Twitter account, deleting his Instagram account was just kind of him locking in for the playoffs. Apparently he did it last season as well. Not as big of a story as I originally thought, and if Philadelphia advances, expect number 11 to be out there 100%. Personally, I'm hoping for a Devontae Smith masterclass on Monday night versus what is an iffy Bucs secondary, although can we just listen to the NovaCare Complex sign guys and run the ball like the Birds did just a couple weeks ago? Week 3 to be exact, they had 40 carries, 200 yards plus on the ground in what was a similarly rainy road matchup down there in South Florida. Although they need some extra bodies, looks like Eagle fans would be ready to go if called upon.
We're running out of guys out here. We're on reserves, practice squad guys. I'm ready to roll if they need me. I'm 26 years old.
All ready to roll.
I played 2 years varsity. I'm in the best shape of my life. Let's go, Eagles!
Eagles!
Now, there was no Reed Blakenship again at practice this week, and John Clark did note on Twitter a couple of minutes ago that Reed will be a game-time decision Monday night, but they are preparing Avonte Maddox to play with Kevin Byard at safety. That means Roby could be in the slot if Reed indeed is unable to go. And now that I heard that, anyone else want to take the over for Mike Evans receiving yards? He's going to have a big game, especially if Maddox is one of your starting safeties. By the way, do you have a score prediction for Monday night? Let me know what it is down below in the comment section. I'm thinking 24-20 Philadelphia. That's where I'm going. I hope I'm, even wrong, and it's way, way bigger. It's 31-20 Philadelphia, but I want to gauge your guys' confidence down below. Give me your score prediction for Monday night. Now, with all the bad and frustrating news, there is very good news surrounding Jalen Hurts and that finger, who, again, noted 2 days ago, had not thrown a football at all in practice since the Giants lost. However, Dave Zangaro and Ruben Frank confirmed that yesterday Hurts zipped the ball all over the practice field, and the entire Eagles franchise breathed a collective sigh of relief. That's really good news. From going from not touching a football, not throwing a football, to barely throwing it yesterday in practice to today, zipping it around. It looks fantastic. Hurts is going to be as close to 100% as he possibly can. He will not be a hindrance, and that finger shouldn't be a problem on Monday night. I don't know about you guys, like, I've gone back and forth on this game all week long, and the more I think about it, the more I just bleed green and go, you know what? The Birds are going to somehow find a way to win. I'm feeling a big DeAndre Swift game, a big offensive line game in the trenches, running the football, and somehow looking better than they had the past couple of weeks. I know I'm crazy. I'm going to see a lot of negative comments down below. I am taking the Birds. I think they get a nice win and get back on track. Now, if you disagree with me, then you'll enjoy Josh Davis and I breaking down this matchup a couple of days ago, because Josh, he's not feeling as confident as I have been from the Philly Special Show. He thinks Philadelphia is definitely losing this game. Yeah, I mean, the problem is that the Bucs aren't good. You know, the Bucs have a couple of good wins. They have a good win against the Packers a couple of weeks ago. That's kind of their one claim to fame. Baker Mayfield dealt with a rib injury a couple of weeks ago. He had some sort of an ankle problem. Only put up 9 points against the Carolina Panthers last week. I know people like to announce that that's a top 10 defense in Carolina. Okay, but they've been crushed every single game. It's a very beatable football team, and I do think Slay turns the needle a little bit. I know we get into Slay and the fact that he's no longer elite. He's a little bit washed up. He can get beat a little bit. He tackles poorly. Still the best cornerback we have by far. He's probably the best defensive player outside of Hassan Reddick on that entire defense. He's got to turn the needle a little bit, and if you can slow down Mike Evans, then it's just Chris Godwin. And I don't think it's offensive to Chris Godwin, but he's not, Tom Brady's Chris Godwin. He's definitely aging Chris Godwin off the ACL injury. And so I think Philadelphia has a big chance here to get right. And like you said, if you get that ball rolling downhill and you get some momentum, by the time you would get to an NFC title game, you'd have a win against the Tampa Bay Bucs, a win against the Dallas Cowboys or Detroit Lions, and then, after a 2-game winning streak, you'd face the 49ers, but you got to get there first. So we would definitely have to see how that is going to go. Philly 416 says it's possible, but the Eagles must do a 180. We've been waiting since the Buffalo game, which is true. Again, they have to prove it to us, but the only way to do that is to go out on the football field. And you mentioned the Buffalo game. Geez, we would take the Eagle team from the Buffalo Bill game right now. I mean, over anything out there on earth, they were incredible. That was the last time Philadelphia looked somewhat even relevant. I mean, right now they look like a bottom 3 team in the league. Like genuinely a bottom 3 team in the entire league. Carolina, Philadelphia, at the very bottom. But when it was Buffalo, and even when the second half against Kansas City, that was a real football team that would scare a lot of people, especially coming into their place. It's just a matter of, can you get it back? I mean, I really don't know. I really do not know what they are going to do at all.
It was right there. I'm with you. We got a comment here. Dougie P says, miss big play Slay. And then John Hendricks saying Slay's going to play. So for those maybe joining, and that might have been, I don't know, sarcasm there. But either way, big play Slay he's going to play. Hopefully he makes a difference. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, like, what was it's sad to say this, but like, you go back and what was the difference there? It's Desai was the defensive coordinator. Now I know the offense has had its moments, but like, Desai was not great. He was not phenomenal. But the one thing outside of, the Niners game that was bad from, drive 2 or something like that for the Niners. But outside of the Niners game, like Desai, the one thing that you could at least rely on, even if the first half was not good, was second half adjustments. I don't know what he said. I don't know what they talked about with the players, changed up with the scheme. He was better in the second half. I mean, even in the Dallas game, we got killed, but they only gave up 9 points in the second half. So you still have to give a little bit of credit there. But that sad part is now, like, Sirianni made his bed, like that you're sticking with Matt Patricia, and there's no chance, or it feels that way. Hopefully you make some adjustments, but again, it's just I feel like we're wishful thinking and just hoping for something that's like, we've said that for a number of weeks now. And you know what? It's sad to say, but like, Desai would have been the better option. We saw enough from the games that they played that, it wasn't great, but you were 24th or something like that. I think it was 24th in the defensive category versus now, 30th, 31st since that change. So I don't know. I want to be confident. I want to say that there's, something that we should hold on to. But whenever I look at that spread, I'm like, why wouldn't I just take Bucs +3? Like that it seems like the smart bet there. It seems like the one that you should.
We got plenty more stuff happening the next couple of days and weeks, so if you guys love the Philadelphia Eagles, you want live coverage during the game as well, join us on Monday night here on my channel. Hit that sub button. I'm Thomas Mott. All the latest updates are always coming here first. This has been the Thomas Mott Show.